Hey everyone, my name is Logan, and today is New Tool Tuesday, which means we're taking a look at another new Ryobi product or tool. Today we're taking a look at the new Ryobi Link Hanging Shelf. This is STM402. If you're new here and like Ryobi products, make sure to check out all of our videos on the Ryobi Link system and any of the other videos on our channel, because this is solely Ryobi. Welcome back again. Today we're taking a look at the Ryobi Link Hanging Shelf. I'm gonna open it up, hang it on the wall, and tell you what I think. So as always, first we're gonna jump into the specs on the box. This does use the link connection system, which means it does require the link wall rails. Obviously we have a lot of those hanging on the wall behind us. It can support up to 50 pounds of weight, or the weight capacity is 50 pounds. And it is 21 inches by 11 inches, which is fairly similar to the tool hanging shelves that we've already got up here on the wall. Next on the bottom here, it shows the additional J-hook storage for smaller items, emphasis on the smaller items. We'll talk about that in a minute. Steel construction for maximum durability, wide shelf surface for optimal storage space, which is nice, and easily hangs on the wall rails, as we mentioned before. And with that said, let's go ahead and open this one up. All right, that was easy. Now let's talk about some of the features on this shelf. First off, this one did come with the operator's manual, which is different if you've seen our other video on the tool hanging shelf, which didn't come with the operator's manual. It's pretty simple as far as how to use this shelf, but interesting that this one included the manual and that one didn't. Maybe we just got an early production that may or may not have had the manual in it, or maybe we lost it during opening. And real quick, I want to point out one thing that might be a misconception about the wall rails and their weight capacity. It says on the box that they support 75 pounds, but that means per foot, not per rail. So a rail actually supports 206 pounds. So just something to keep in mind when you're designing your system. Now on to some of the features of this shelf. It is very similar again to the tool hanging shelf, but I want to point out some key differences. First off, the back here is identical, so same spot welded mounts on the back. On the top, this is one of the biggest differences, is the shelf is wider this way and deeper this way, partially because it doesn't include the tool bit spot on the front or the tool hangers on the side. This shelf takes advantage of the entire space from side to side and from front to back. Moving to the front here, it is a little bit different design. You can see that it has the logo in the middle the same, doesn't have the little raised area in the middle, and it is rounded here on the edge. So they've rounded or bent this metal around this edge. Now that does mean I won't be able to hang the tape measure on the front like I've done there, but you could easily hang something on the side here. And last up are the J-hooks on the bottom. And what you'll notice is this is the same thickness of metal as are the tool hooks on the previous shelf. So if you've seen our previous video, you know what I'm about to say, and that is these J-hooks bend super, super easy. And I know I'm not to the first impressions yet, but that alone was very disappointing on this shelf. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to mount it right here in the middle. Again, it mounts on 4 hooks, so it covers up 4 spots or 4 locations, 2 on either side, and then 2 empty in the middle. So we'll find the bottom there, make sure the bottom's in, and then secure the top. Now that that's in, let's talk about this shelf. First, I want to start with some of the things I really like about this shelf. I was really excited for this shelf in particular because it doesn't have that little bit divider. And personally, that's not something that I thought I would use a lot and don't plan on necessarily using a whole bunch. So having the extra real estate here, both deep and wide, is going to provide additional area for me to put tools and boxes and other things up on the shelf. So maximum area Awesome, love that. Another thing I really like, and this is a little one, is this front edge. Because they've bent the metal over, it's a softer edge, which means reaching and grabbing things, you're not scraping your hand along this metal, which again, I know that's a little thing, but if you come up the side or even on the front of these ones, it is a thin, sharp piece of metal. I like the softened edges, the corners of the rounded metal is, in my opinion, a lot better design than, again, the sharp metal edge. And then obviously because it fits the rail system, the link wall rails, and the fact that you can secure it in 4 locations along the back, the ability to hold 50 pounds, it's gonna be very nice, and in general is going to make a very nice shelf. And now on to some of the things that I don't like about this shelf. First, I'll start with a preface that my expectations were a little too high, I think, for this shelf than what they provided. I think their intended use case was different than what I had hoped they had made this for. But that being said, the first thing that I don't like is the way that it mounts. Similar to its brother up here, because of this sharp edge, mounting it, pulling that down is just not a great feeling. It's not really practical to hold on the side, again, because you got sharp metal here and sharp metal on the bottom. It doesn't feel good to mount it. Again, that's a little thing, but it is kind of annoying, especially with a modular system, something where I may be moving this around a little bit. It's kind of annoying to have that sharp metal edge. And then the big one, the hooks. Super disappointed with the size, the quality, the placement, almost everything except for the quantity. I like that there's 6 hooks, but otherwise I don't like the hooks and honestly wish they weren't even there. It's just not good quality in my opinion. They do say light duty or lightweight, light items, but because they're this sharp metal edge, because they bend super easy, I don't see a really good use case for me to use these hooks. I might modify them a little bit by wrapping them in like gaffer tape or maybe electrical tape or even something like a tennis grip tape for a tennis racket. I could see wrapping around that to both increase its usability so that it's not sharp and increase its durability to make it a little bit thicker. But out of the box, that is probably the most disappointed I've been opening any of the Ryobi Link products to date is the quality of these hooks. I was similarly disappointed with the tool hangers, but being that I wasn't planning on using them, it didn't really bother me. The fact that these hooks were a disappointment though was one of the biggest reasons to get the shelf, was to have those hooks. Honestly, what I wish they had done is taken the top of this shelf and added the bottom of this shelf. That would have given you 5 slots to slide tools in and maximum real estate on the top of the shelf. All that being said, I do think that this is a better value of a shelf than the tool hanging shelf, unless you're planning on just replacing your tool hooks with the hanging hooks. So that one's a little bit more of a judgment call. Price-wise, this one does come in a little bit lower than the tool hanging shelf. So if you're just looking for a shelf, this one's a better value. Now on to some of the things that I think are noteworthy about this shelf. The first is you are able to put them side by side, which is a nice feature. I think it would have been a terrible oversight had you not been able to put them right next to each other. One other thing I want to point out, and I'll preface with a huge disclaimer that I am not recommending or advocating or advising you to do this, but it is noteworthy that these shelves are capable of fitting on the edge of your link rails. So you could technically take advantage of the edge of your rail, and the shelf only slides into 1/2. So your hook only connects on half of the rail. Now, one thing you could do theoretically, if you chose to mount your shelf like this, is secure it using the screws below. So as far as mounting the shelves go, that is a possible feature or bug, and I'll let you decide. So there it is. That's my opinion of the new Ryobi Link hanging shelf. As long as you're aware of the quality of the hooks and are prepared for that, I think there is a good use case. Having the wrong expectation could set you up to be disappointed. Obviously, again, we've got 2 of them here and plan on probably getting even more of these hanging shelves. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Ryobi Link system. What do you think of the shelves, the wall rails, the hooks, and the toolboxes, which are coming soon? We have them on the way. And remember, we're doing a full review of the wall system in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Logan. We'll see you in the next one. Lines up on either side.